All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Monday night team call. If you don't know me, my name is Natalie Shower. I'm a senior Ruby ambassador. And I, it's funny, I messaged Jamie and Emily earlier and I was like, help me find one lane for this call because there's like so many things that I want to say and I need to find like a vein to live in tonight. And so I generally, if I have a lot to say, if I have a lot to say, I probably just try to squeeze it all in anyways. So that's what we're going to try and do. But I think I could really narrow it down to overachievers, overthinkers, what did I say? Overachievers, overthinkers, and overplanners. These are the ones that tend to have the hardest time getting everything narrowed down to really focus in on what they want to do. And so I'm going to say there's going to be probably a few people who feel called out tonight. Probably most of us in some way, shape, or form, you're going to feel called out. As I was writing some of my notes down for this call. By the way, disclaimer, I still don't have a totally clear vision on where I want to go. I have so many things. And so I'm like, Lord, you're just gonna have to lead this and the cards will fall where they fall because I know he'll lead it and he will say what needs to be said tonight. But when I was writing some of my ideas down, I'm like, oh, this person on my team is going to think I'm talking about them, but I'm not. Oh, this person's going to think I'm not. And that's the thing is like, all of these things are things that I have done, things that I've lived through. When I lead calls, it's generally from a place of experience of things that I personally had to overcome because, which I think is the great thing about I don't want to call it failure, but making mistakes or doing things in this business that might not be the best way because you learn from them and you're able to coach people through them. So I've been through so many facets of this. I have had it really easy where I couldn't keep up with momentum and people were joining my team while I was sleeping and it was amazing and super fun. I've had seasons of that. I've had seasons of having to crawl my way through momentum. I've had seasons of watching my points plummet. So I've seen it all. I've been through a lot of it. And so I just know that I'm telling you from a place of experience. So anyways, so I had a dream earlier this year when I was praying about, I was like, God, I just need some clarity. I need some vision. What am I supposed to lean into this year? Like I pray for my business all the time. And I know a lot of you are believers and I'm sure you do the same thing, but I'm constantly a prayer about my business and where the Lord wants to take it. And one thing that God showed me was that I had a vision of myself standing in a field and I was throwing arrows all over the place. By the way, you don't even throw arrows, but I was throwing arrows all over the place. And I was like trying to hit a bunch of stuff and hitting random things. And I was exhausted and it was hot and I didn't have the right clothes on. I was like, nothing just felt good about this. And I'm trying to throw arrows. And at the end of the day, I had thrown all of these arrows and I had really hit nothing. I hit nothing. I was exhausted. I was tired. The whole day was gone. And then I had a picture of myself with, the black paint under my eyes and I had the actual the right clothing on and I knew exact warrior paint. Yes. I had the exact like target in front of me and I had a spear in my hand and I knew exactly the muscles that were needed to throw this. I knew exactly the precision it needed, exactly where I needed to go. I knew everything I needed to know about how to throw this spear into the target. And I ran out and I threw that one spear into the target and it went right into the target. I knew exactly what I was doing and I hit a target and it took me a minute, not even, and I was not tired, but I'd actually done what I had set out to do. And I just felt like this was the year that I really needed to focus on precision in my business. And the more that I'm coaching and the more that I'm talking to other people, I'm feeling like this is just a common theme with all of us is we just need focus and precision on what we're trying to do. Going out and just throwing arrows at random things. Yes, 10x, exactly. We've been talking about this. Going out and throwing arrows at random things and just seeing what sticks and having no strategy and having no skill set and having no practice and no idea on what you are even aiming at, what you're supposed to be doing, how you're supposed to be, like all of those things, it's going to get you nowhere and you're going to hit burnout faster than you even know. And I have been there, friend, and it is not a fun place to be. There is no easy way to do this, right? There's no easy way to build a multi-million-dollar business. If this was easy, everybody would do it. Now, it is simple. There are simple things to do, but it is not easy necessarily. If it was easy, everybody would do it and everybody would at the top of the company, and it would just be, it would be amazing. But there's no easy. And so, first of all, I want you to erase any idea of what you think network marketing is supposed to be for you. If you think this is like it's going to be so quick and easy and I'm going to make money so fast. Okay. I'm supposed to be going silver right away. I'm supposed to put up a post and all these people are supposed to reach out to me. Like, that's just not normal. And I want you to can we normalize the fact that this is a business that requires skill. It requires work. It requires strategy. It requires leaning into things that are uncomfortable. It requires all of those things. So let's normalize that. What is normal in this business? I'll tell you, and I'm just going to be very honest with you. It's not normal to go silver off one post. Okay. So if you're brand new and you put your first post up and you thought for sure you were going to get your 3 people and go silver and you did not, please do not get discouraged. If you've been posting for a week and you haven't gone silver yet, don't get discouraged. Guess what? It's really not normal. Does it happen? Absolutely. People do it, but it's not expected that you're going to do one post and go silver. Okay. That's not normal. It's not normal for people to sign up the first time you talk to them. I wish it was. I wish you could talk to somebody one time and they would sign up right that second. If you've got like a list of 10 people and all 10 said not right now, that's okay. Keep them on your list and move on. Okay. It is not normal for people to sign up the first time you talk to them. Does it happen? Absolutely. Does it mean that we should still try for it? Absolutely. But it's generally not normal for people to sign up. The fortune's in the follow-up. It's really not normal for people to, I think I would dare to say, if you ask any diamond, they very rarely have people that have been with them from the very beginning. Okay. So it's not totally normal for people to just join your team and then never leave. Everybody just stick with you the whole time. They say the people that got you to silver will not be the same ones that get you to ruby and will not be the same ones that get you to diamond. That's very true in my business. Okay. I remember when somebody said that to me in the beginning and I was like, oh Lord, I don't even know what that means, because I've got all my people. I don't know who else I would get to take me to diamond if any of these people quit. Guess what? A lot of them quit, and I have new people on my team, and different people took me to senior ruby. So, and there will be new people that take me to diamond. So that's normal. It's not normal to double rank. So if you're like, hey, I'm going senior silver this month, I'm just getting started, and then you don't, and all you hit is silver, that's amazing. Okay. It's not normal. Does it happen? Absolutely. Should we try for it? Absolutely. But my point is, I don't want you to get discouraged and feel like there's something wrong with you if some of these things aren't happening. Okay. What you need to do is stay consistent and develop a skill set and get a sharp strategy and get some precision in what you're supposed to be focusing on. A lot of this is going to be going back to basics. Okay. So a lot of that, we think it's how we're performing, right? When we think we're not performing well, we think we're not doing the right thing. Something's wrong with us when things aren't happening fast enough, when things aren't happening the way we want them to, or whatever, like we feel that way. So we start to go into, and I think now I'm going to start talking to some of us here that you can relate. We start going to, like, now we're overthinking it too much. We want to make sure we're posting the right things, or now we're over planning, like, okay, I need a strategy. And so I'm going to plan, I'm going to make 18 lists, when you're, I'll go back to overthinker. When you're an overthinker, you can't turn it off, and you're not ever just focusing on, like, you're constantly thinking about what the next thing you should be doing is. You take so long to post because you want to get the right post, because this is the post that's going to get me all of my people, right? I know I think that almost every time I post, this is the post. Definitely. This is the post that's going to do it. No, generally it's not. It's the common people just seeing your stuff consistently. That's what does it. There's no magic post. I wish there was. I know we had something called the magic post, and sometimes it worked that way. Sometimes it didn't. But my point is that do not be overthinking constantly about what you should be posting. Don't worry about what other people are thinking or feeling, or what someone else might, what the idea they might get of you if you are posting, or if you say, like, stop overthinking all of that. We call it paralysis by analysis. If you're thinking too much about it, then you can actually freeze yourself in the process. If you're an over planner, I know sometimes I've gotten into over planning mode where I'm like, okay, my business is kind of like, I need to figure something out. I got to plan. I got to try some new things. And so I'm getting ready to get ready, right? We've done this a lot. Yes, Jamie just said too, get ready to get ready. So we're like, okay, I'm going to make all my lists, and I'm going to plan here, and I'm going to get all my people together, and I'm going to research all the products, and I'm going to make sure that I've got everything down exactly the way I need to. And I'm going to create this whole thing here. And I haven't reached out to anybody, and I haven't done any posting, but I want to make sure that I'm ready. I'm getting ready to get ready. And you're over planning, and you're like, okay, now I'm going to get this fancy new planner, and this is going to be the answer to all of my plexus woes. I'm going to get this new system, and this is for sure the answer to all of my plexus problems. If I could just do this, and if I could make this list, that's for sure going to be what solves it. Okay, that's not it either. Planning and planning and planning and planning, and then never actually doing anything. That's your over planning. And then we have our overachievers. And I know this is what I have slipped into often, is where I'm like, okay, so clearly what I'm doing isn't working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get excellent at all the things. I'm going to create all these new events, and they're going to be beautiful. And I'm going to spend all my time making graphics, and I'm going to spend all my time doing this amazing thing. And I'm going to spend all my time building this huge, massive system that's never been done before. And I'm going to spend all my time. I'm actually going to spend a whole bunch of money, and I'm going to invest in these courses, right? How many of you have done that? I know I just hit a couple little like spots with some people. I'm going to invest in this because this course is for sure going to be the thing that does it for me. This course is going to do it. When I take this course, I'm going diamond right after this course, because this is the course of all courses. I know y'all have had that, because I've had that too. So we start investing in all these things, but in the meantime of all of those things, we're neglecting what really matters. Okay. This is all just noise. This is all noise in your business. What you need to do is shut out all of that noise. Look at the basics, focus on the basics, get laser sharp and super precision and focused on these basics, okay? So one thing with overthinkers, and this is something I've had to get over, is you really have to learn to be good with your authentic self, okay? When I started, leading calls, or when I started, posting things in the page, which by the way, y'all, like, post in the pages, in the team pages, you have value to add. Don't overthink it. Get comfortable with your authentic self. There's times where I mess up on words. Ask the people closest to me. I mess up words more than anybody I know. I talk super fast, and I know it, and I try and slow down. There's a lot of things that I know that are just who I am, and that's okay. I've had to just really come to terms with who my authentic self is. And at the end of the day, we're all just a team that all just loves each other and supports each other. And we're all just chatting like friends, right? So it really doesn't matter. Be your own authentic self. When you go live on social media, just be your authentic self. If you mess up on words, that's fine. If you're doing a voice clip and you mess up on it, just send the dang voice clip. It's okay. Like, that's actually super relatable, by the way. If you are, fumbling on things, or you're, not super perfect in the way that you're delivering, like, you're very relatable, and people feel like they can actually do this too. Okay. Just be so comfortable and so good with your authentic self, and whatever that has to look like. I remember when I went live for like, I think it was like my third time. And I remember I was still shaking before I went live ever. And I just had to be like, you know what? I just need to get comfortable going live. And I went live, and I seriously sat there for a second, and I was like, hi, I'm just getting comfortable going live. And I sat there, and I just brutally, honestly told him, like, I'm just nervous, and I'm just getting comfortable going live. I don't know. I don't even really have anything to say. I just kind of wanted to go live and see what it's like, and I'm just getting comfortable, and like, just be okay. Like, put it out there. Like, I'm nervous about this. When you're doing reach outs and you're intimidated to talk to somebody, just say it. Like, be your authentic self. Hey, kind of intimidated to reach out to you, to be very honest, because I didn't know how you were gonna, react, but I never know who's praying for what I have. So I wanted to reach out to you to see if this is something that you could benefit from. I never know what anyone is dealing with. And I never want to pass you up because I assume that, you don't need this, or however. Just be good with your authentic self. Also think, who's your target audience? If you don't want to overthink too much. I think a lot of times when you overthink, when we're posting or trying to whatever, we just have we're trying to hit everybody, and we're overthinking about, well, I'm excluding that person, or I'm not including that, or that it's fine. You need to know who your target audience is and just focus in on that one person. I've told my team this a million times. Think about the person that you are trying to reach, the person you want to go on your trips with, the person that you want to work with. Like, think about who that ideal person is and talk to that person every single time you post. Talk to that person. Because if you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody, right? Fallon just said this on the last call. If you're trying to influence everybody, you're not influencing anybody. So find somebody that you want to specifically talk to, and that will really help your overthinking if you're just talking to that one person and you've got something you want to say to that one person. For over planners, this is the hard one. Okay, this is the hard one because you feel so justified in your planning. This is the hard one. I think the hardest one to overcome because you're so justified in your planning. However, you need to find one system and just stick to that one system. Okay, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to pause from this to just give you a system that's worked for our team. I told you I was going to tell you some things that work. Because, and the reason it works is not because it's a magic system. It's not because it's the system of all systems. And I've found the key to it, that is not what this is at all. The reason the system works is because we have chosen a system. We've stuck with the system. We've stayed with the system even when it failed and nobody showed up. We made tweaks. Okay. We didn't change the system. We've made tweaks, but now the system is thriving and catching momentum. And now we are on an upward trajectory. Okay. The system is, and some of you have heard it before, that we've decided that we were going to do a Plexus preview call once a month. Some leaders on my team and I, we got together. We're like, we're going to do a preview call. And we don't even know who we're trying to talk to. Honestly, we didn't even know who we were talking to for the first couple of times. We're like, are we talking to our VIPs? Are we talking to potentials? Are we talking to business builders? We don't really know who we're talking to. And so we didn't even label a target audience when we first started. We just knew that we wanted to get on a call once a month and just talk to people about what it is that we're doing and how you can join us, whether it's the products or the business. The very first time we got on this call, it was me, Kristen, and my mom. And we sat there and we looked at each other and we were like, well, this is our Plexus preview call, I guess. And so we ran the call. We just did it as if there were other people there. And we recorded it and we were like, oh my gosh, you guys missed a great call. So many people. And so we were like, this is amazing. This is a great call. And, we had a couple people that asked for the recording, sent them the recording. They didn't know any difference that nobody was on that call because we smart and recorded it in speaker view. But that's the thing is like, just do the call, right? Regardless, like it would have been really easy to just be like, actually, we're not going to do this. Nobody showed up. Darn, we failed. We need to think of something different. But no, we were like, we're going to do the call. And then the next month when it came around, we're like, we're going to do the call. We're still doing the call. We said we were going to do the call. We're going to do the call. So we did the call and we had some more team members get on the call so that we're like, okay, we got some team on. We still don't have new people, but we've committed to this call. We're doing this call. And so then the next month we show up and we're like, okay, we were on this call and we had a new person show up. And I remember we were all like, person. Okay, we have a new person on the call, straighten our hair. This is it. This is it. This is getting some traction. We're doing this. And we did the call for the one person. The one person loved it. Pretty sure they signed up. And then and every month we have done this call, we've had new people. And so this last one, we had, I think, 5 new people on this call. And we ended up sending the recording to probably, I think, when I talked to a few people, there's probably 12 people that got the recording that were just sad they missed it, right? So they wanted to be on, they just had, sports or whatever, and they were sad they missed the call. So that was almost 20 new people that saw that call because it was just, we were consistent. We practiced. When no one showed up, we practiced. We just made it happen. We got comfortable with being our own selves, right? Just got comfortable doing the call, practiced the call. Now we have a lot of people showing up. Then we decided to add, okay, we need to develop silvers on our team. We are not developing silvers. What does that look like for us to develop silvers? Okay. This is another thing is instead of just trying to like focus on 8 million things, get good at something. And then when you got that mastered, now start working on the next thing. Okay. Cause I think that's the other thing is a lot of us, if you guys are like me, are like, there's so many things I need to work on my business. It's like, no, just find one thing and master that skill and get really good at that skill. And then once that skill is kind of on autopilot, now start developing another skill. So we got really good at that Plexus preview call. Then what we added is we added what we now call our Legacy Launch Academy. That Legacy Launch Academy, basically we take that call, and now that call honestly went from like, hi, I'm Natalie, and I just want to talk to you a little bit about plexus. And now it's this, like, we've developed it. If you saw the first call and it's our last call, it looks totally different because this time, we had Dr. Elizabeth Lean on giving her expert advice on how she feels about the products for kids. And we had, Kristen Barkley, who is a leader in the nutrition field and knows a lot, and she's certified in nutrition, and she's had a lot of experience leading a business in health and wellness. And then, we had, I was speaking as somebody who has grown a senior Ruby team, and I know how to grow a senior Ruby team, and I know how to lead that team. And so if you start to it started with like, hi, we're just these random people that want to talk to you about something. And now we're like, no, we are 3 experts that know exactly where we're going and what we're doing and what we want to talk about tonight. We have a beautiful presentation, but that took time. Okay. We grew it over time. We didn't wait and plan it and of course, this was the vision for what we wanted it to be, but we didn't wait to get started with it until we had, exactly what we wanted to say and who we wanted to show up as. And, this beautiful presentation and the slideshow, or like, we didn't wait for those things. Had we waited for those things, it would have never happened because we wouldn't have known that we needed a lot of those things. It took us trying some different things and tweaking, but keeping the same system. Okay. You can't show up with an Apple system and then throw out that Apple system because it didn't work, and now throw out an orange system and then now try and compare, because now you're comparing your apples to your oranges, right? Take your one system, do a couple little tweaks with it, but stick with it and keep doing it. It has to gain traction. People need to know what to expect from you. And if you keep changing the system on your team, or changing how to get started with your potentials, or changing how you're posting, or changing how you're showing up, or who you are, or what, like, if you keep changing all of that, you're losing trust with the people that you're trying to influence. You're losing trust with your team. You're losing trust with those around you who want to follow you, but they don't know where you're going. Okay. You have to be consistent. So when we added our Legacy Launch Academy, again, it started as a silver and 7, and we just started grabbing. We did not overplan. We did not overachieve and try to create this massive new brand new thing. Kristen took, she was amazing. She's amazing at our graphics. And so she took basically some stuff from other people who have already been where we're trying to go, who have already done the thing and have been really good at like a silver and 7 kind of system. And we just tweaked it a little bit to fit our 5-day system. And we just started dropping graphics and did like a chat. Well, then over time, now it's developed into, we do our Plexus preview the only thing that's not consistent is whether it's Monday or Thursday, but that's totally dependent on the big team and whether we're doing a leadership study or book club, whatever. So we do our Plexus preview on either the first or this Monday or Thursday. And then the week immediately following, we do our Legacy Launch Academy. So we'll show them in the preview, hey, listen, if you have not gotten started on products, talk to the person that invited you. They would love to help you get started. If you are even at all interested in seeing what it looks like to get some really awesome referral bonuses, because we've gone through what that is, we are starting a really fun group next week to really help you cash in on those referral bonuses. And it's called our Academy. It's a free course that is for anyone who joins as a VIP. You actually get the course for free, and you get to be part of that. You get live coaching, everything that you need. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. My first time I ever said, I'm putting on a course and it's completely free for VIPs and we're going to do live coaching, I'm going to be here, I felt really silly because I felt a little bit of imposter syndrome, honestly, being like, yeah, I'm doing this course and I'm such an expert and such a professional and I'm going to coach you and you should be like thankful that I'm coaching. I felt like it was coming across that way, but I was just showing up as the leader that I wanted to be. I was showing up as the expert that I wanted to be. I was showing up as somebody who had a professional business. Yeah, it is a course that I had to really think through it. I'm like, yeah, some people do pay for courses like this on how to launch a business. We're offering it for free if you're a VIP on our team. And that's something that's exciting that I can get behind. So we offer this free course. You get live coaching with leaders on our team every Monday through Friday. So we'll drop the sheet in at the beginning of the day of what that looks like, what your work is for the day, right? And then every day at noon that week, we go live. We do a training on what you're supposed to do for the day. We do a little bit of maybe like belief talk and stuff like that, but then we open it up for questions so people can get some live coaching. And then, the next day we do the same thing. So we do that for 5 days. This system, again, we've had it where nobody's done this Legacy Launch Academy except for a couple people who were on our team. And they were like, I guess we'll just go through the academy. And that's great. It's really good for your team to get back to basics, by the way. So if it's just your own team that shows up, great. This is a really good opportunity for them to lean in and learn and get back to basics as well. Also, it's teaching them how to do the same system for their people, right? So they're learning how to develop silvers once they have people coming in, if they want to do it, outside of the Legacy Launch Academy. So this is a really cool system that's worked for us, and it's something that we are going to continue to do and continue to grow. And no, it's not on the BU page. It's are you talking about? Yeah. So it's kind of like our silver and 7 basically, but it is to show you the steps for going silver. We've had people go beyond silver. And I think the first time that we did the Launch Academy, when we just went for it, the first time that we had people show up, I think Liz had 3 people and they all went silver or something, like it was crazy. Like, here's the thing is it's leaning into the things that are uncomfortable. And had we been like, let's wait until we have this whole system, like, let's design it. Let's, make these gorgeous graphics. Let's come up with something new. Let's, whatever, like, it would have never happened. And that's what I want you to know. We had to start small and just start developing those skills. We were not overthinking it. We decided to not overplan it. We just started small, and we decided not to go crazy and like, oh, we need to have all these amazing courses available. We need to have all this, like, we weren't trying to be an overachiever. We just wanted to be very specific on what our goal was. Sorry, I went way off my notes here. Anyways, so for your, if you are an overplanner, yes, there is biz steps in the BU that you can plug into. I know Shelly's made an incredible system. Like, there's a lot of really amazing leaders on this team who have developed some really amazing systems and have shared those resources with you. But what I want to challenge you in, again, find one that works for you and your team and just stick with that. Don't keep changing it because that system didn't work or people didn't show up or what, like, don't keep changing it. Just figure out, find one, make it happen, start it today. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to wait. I'm going to implement this and I need to really learn it and I need to figure it out. And no, like, learn it as you go. This is how the whole point of this. Like I said, people want to know what to expect from you. And it really helps if your team knows exactly what to expect from you. It helps if the people following you know exactly what to expect from you. When we're posting, we even made when we have our calendar for our team page or our team chat, we drop a calendar in and it even has what this is just, they don't have to do this. It's just helpful for them, what your social focus will be. So the first week, you're talking about that Plexus preview like crazy. Like, we're talking about, hey, jump on this call. Like, hey, here's some really awesome results that I've got. Like, anything that I can think of to post Plexus wise, I've got some call to action to get on this call. I'd love to send you this link. That's what we're focused on for that week. Then when it's like, hey, we're getting ready to start this academy, mentorship closes Sunday night. So make sure that you're in here, like, and put some urgency on it, right? Mentorship closes Sunday night. Don't be afraid. I'm stressing this because I've done this. Don't be afraid to use words that sound more professional than you feel. Okay. It's okay to use words like I said, I'm offering a free course for VIPs. I will be here live coaching you personally. It sounds a little intimidating even to myself sometimes to say that, but people respect that and they love that. Don't be afraid to say, I have a mentorship program and my spots are closing on Sunday night. Okay. Don't be afraid to use words that sound more professional than how you're feeling. The more you use those words, the more you're going to start showing up that way anyways. It's kind of a way to affirm yourself is, talking to other people in a way that you want to be represented. So my mentorship spots close on Sunday night. Make sure that you are in this group. Then the next week I'm going into, hey, we're getting ready to do this wellness event. If you want to be part of this wellness event, I'd love to plug you in. So each week, my social media kind of has the same theme, right? The first week of the month, it says something, the second week, and my audience eventually just knows what to expect from me. They know that, hey, I'm getting ready to she's going to do this call. She's getting ready to do this mentorship program. They're getting ready to do a wellness thing. And now they're closing out the end of the month. Hey, they're getting ready to do a call. They're opening their mentorship and people know what to expect. So much so that I had somebody just join my team, last night or the night before, who's been watching, and she said, hey, when's that mentorship program open? And I said, hey, you heard about it? And she's like, yes, I want to be a part of that mentorship program. I said, awesome. It actually just wrapped up. We have another one starting in a couple weeks, but it's not too late. Let's get you started now. And then in a couple weeks, we'll plug you into that mentorship program with the whole team. But you got me. We can start right away, right? It's me doing the live coaching, so I can just live coach you anyways. Totally. So people know what to expect. They know what to expect, and people like that. You might think it's boring, okay? But people like to know what to expect from you. The other thing is it takes a whole lot of thought off your plate. If you already know going into the week, I have Plexus preview on Thursday, and I'm going to be posting like crazy about the Plexus preview. My goal this week is to get people on that call. And then my goal the next week is to get people in the Legacy Launch Academy. And then my goal that next week is to, so if you know what your goal is for the week, and then you're just never change. The cool thing is now, you guys, I don't have to put a lot of creative thought in like new ideas and new concepts or whatever, because our presentation is already built for the Plexus preview. All of my leaders know what it looks like. So they could literally, because we've done it the same exact way every single time, any leader on my team, I could send them the presentation and they could run the presentation for me if something happens, right? The Legacy Launch Academy, it's the exact same. Leaders on my team could run that, and they have, like, they've done both of these things. It all could be done, and I don't have to be the one responsible for all of it, because we do it the same way. They're watching every single week. They know exactly what this is supposed to look like. People know what to expect. So it takes the pressure off of you as a leader. It takes a lot of pressure off of you as a creator and a business strategist trying to figure out what you want to do, where you want to go next. And I promise you, if you keep cycling these things over and over and over again, that's what builds a business. That's what starts to snowball. Okay. We're now catching a lot of traction and a lot of momentum. And I will say that there's been times where my team has caught a lot of momentum, and I've been scared of that momentum. I have, because I don't know. I was like, okay, we're getting a lot of people, but I don't know where to put them. I don't know what to do. It's a lot of people. I got to make sure we're onboarding correctly. I got to make sure that we're plugging them into systems. I got to make sure we're duplicating, but I'm not scared this time around, because I know exactly what the system is. I know exactly the process they're going to go through. They're going to get on a call. They're going to go through the Legacy Launch Academy. They're going to invite their friends to our wellness event, and they're all going to help us close the month out together. Okay. It's just what we do. We talked about rituals in our last book, right? It's just what we do. It's how our team does it. It's super easy. It takes the guesswork out of it. It makes it easy for you. The great news is if you're not, if you're constantly feeling like you have to constantly be thinking about your business and you can't ever turn it off, and you're working like crazy and you feel like you have to work all day long and you're not seeing your family, that is like, you're not working right. You're not working very smart if that's how you're doing it. You can work extremely smart and get a lot of effective work done if you can just laser focus in on what you're supposed to be doing. Okay. Overachievers, here's the thing is, you need to be an overachiever in the basics. Okay. So if you are somebody that is basically like, I'm silver now and I want to be so good at this. So I'm going to go and take a whole bunch of courses on how to do social media and how to be an influencer and how to do all this, like, because I want to be so good at, like, that is great. But what you really should be honing in and focusing on is the basics. So why don't you get really, really, really good at reach outs, or get really, really, really good at closing, get really, really, really good at adding value, get really good at leadership, get really good at developing silvers. Like, focus on those things. By the way, they're free. You don't have to put money into anything. Okay. These are free things that you can do in our team. Will there be times where you need to invest in your business? Absolutely. But these are things that are free that you can just lean in. We've got so many resources, so many tools, so many videos, so many trainings, everything you need in our team page, that what you need to do, if you're stuck in your business right now, look at where you're stuck. Are you developing silvers? Are you retaining your people? Are you recruiting? And if you're not doing one of those things, pick one. Don't go like, in 10 different directions trying to get good at all of them all at once. Pick one. Okay. If you're not good at recruiting, you might want to start there, because you can't really lead and duplicate and all if you don't have anyone. So get really good at recruiting. Focus on that and get really, 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 really good at recruiting. Find a system. Okay. My system now is I send a video. I say the same thing every single time. Yes or no. I'll send a testimonial, say the same thing afterwards. Yes or no. Do you want to know what they took? Yes. Or do you want to know what pack helps with this? Yes. Send one pack. Like, I even have a system now that I've laser focused in on how I'm recruiting, and it's working way better than me trying to drum up a whole new conversation every single time I try to recruit somebody. Find a system that works for you, and it takes so much off of you as a leader, as a you know, just someone that's working your, like as a, whatever, someone working your business. I don't know what I'm trying to call myself. It takes all the pressure off of you. You don't have to have so much pressure. If you're just doing the same way every single time, it's going to go so much faster and be so much easier for you. Again, if you are not in an IPA chat, I would recommend you get into an IPA chat. I know some people are like, I don't need people telling me and keeping me accountable. It's my business. That's great. Get into an IPA chat. I used to be that person. Again, I'm saying that for my own thing. I'm like, it's my business. I'll do it how I feel. Guess what? My points went down because I had no accountability. So get into an IPA chat. That it helps. Okay. If you've got FOMO like me and they're going to delete you if you don't get your IPA, you know, numbers in, then do that. If that's what motivates you and keeps you in a chat. This sprint worksheet. Okay. I know Emily developed these a while ago and they're amazing, but the sprint worksheet, it's really not that difficult. It takes me maybe an hour, maybe, if I'm like really having to think a lot. Like it really doesn't take, and that's the sprint. That's not the run or the walk. If I'm, and you know why? Because I'm dialed in and I'm laser focused on the systems and everything I need on how I'm going to plug people in and where. So get into an IPA chat. Focus on what you need to grow in. Get very, very, very consistent, very consistent. I wish I could give you a secret on what it is that creates momentum. There's no secret. It's just consistency. It's showing up every single day. So be a student. Don't be a chameleon. Don't switch your systems to whatever anyone else is doing. Just be a student and learn and make tweaks. Show up like your future self. Narrow down what your focus is. Develop one skill at a time. Get really good at that skill. And then be focused on what you're doing. Be all in with your family, all in with your business when you're working on your business. Okay. So I hope this was helpful for some people. Again, I know we've all been there, over planning, overachieving, overthinking, all the things, but you just got to get laser focused on the basics, get really good at the basics, and just be consistent with those basics. Okay. Find a system that works for you. Okay. All right. Love you guys. Have a great night. And let me know in the comments of the post if you guys have any questions about anything I mentioned tonight. Have a good night.